I was getting to, and like we were talking about, it's all about who's facing it, who's building this picture, who's painting the broad picture. They won't tell you that.
We're talking about an authority figure, as in the cops who are not supposed to show up and just shoot a black person because of their skin color. Okay, we see videos online where white women will cuss the cops out, spit on the cops, smack the cops.
I love that.
Yeah, and then they drive away.
Right.
Mad. You know what I'm saying?
That's what the police are supposed to do. He's supposed to have discretion, and he's supposed to serve, protect.
But Tamir Rice was 12 years old. They found him in the park with a toy gun. Didn't ask him to freeze, put your hands up. Didn't look at the kid, and you can tell that he's a child. They just show up and see him and shot him.
And that's where I was talking about white America. This is where we need y'all to stand up. It doesn't matter that the little boy had a gun, a toy gun. It doesn't matter that he's black. You, white America, you know what's right and what's wrong. And we've been asking for your help for 450 years. You haven't helped. But now they're going to start feasting on you. That's when you're going to come and ask for our help. We're not going to be there because we're going to be gone too. We're going to be somewhere else. So I'm telling you right now, people, it's time to unite. It's time to put your differences aside and say, look here, man, we somehow got to come together to end this war because they're pitting one against the other. Let me ask you a question. I know this is a fact. A lot of people might not want to hear this, but cops are killing white people too.
Yes.
Cops are killing Mexicans too.
Right.
Cops are killing Indians too. But you know what? It doesn't get shown. Why?
Hold on, Crow. Before you say why, we're going to stop and take a little break, and you can give them the answer why when we come back.
Let's take a break, people.
You're listening to a man who's so sexy it's completely ridiculous. Mr. Anthony. Yummy.
All right, we're back. Now, Crow, you was just about to tell him why.
Well, here's the thing. Why, the police, I know they kill white people, they kill Mexicans, they kill Indians, they kill all races. But they outlined, after the Derek Chauvin trial, they showed the little girl in Columbus getting killed. And just yesterday, I heard about a man, was it Illinois? I can't remember where it was. They went to serve him a warrant, killed him. And everybody's like, oh, whoa, this has got to stop, blah, blah, blah. They put 7 officers on immediate leave. Well, they're not showing this because black people, from the beginning of time in America, have been the expendable resource. But there would be no America without black people. We all know that. There would be no rich people, pretty much, in America without black people. We all know that. So, we're the expendable resource. So now we've been getting lynched, treated subhuman for 400 plus years. That hasn't changed. We can't show you us killing white people. We can't show you us killing anyone else because it hasn't been accepted. It's been accepted to kill black people. And so we're going to show you, and they really didn't want to show us. It just so happens to get caught on videotape. Well, I'm pretty sure others get caught on videotape, but somehow they pay them off, don't show that. Reason being, because we don't want to show you how dirty we really are and what war is really going on. It's a war, people.
So speaking of the young lady in Columbus who was shot by the cops, this is a little bit of a different situation because she had a knife. She was attacking another young lady and wasn't attacking the cops. She was attacking someone. So this is not like George Floyd laying on the ground in cuffs and being murdered.
She was 16.
She was 16. So what do you think about this particular case?
The thing I think about this case is this. The cop, his job is to serve and protect. And he did his job. And this is where we're going to talk about LeBron, where they say he went wrong. The cop served and protected, but what I don't think the cop did was his due diligence. That was at the young lady's house, 16-year-old's house. Now, did those girls come there to start trouble with her?
I'm not quite sure.
No one knows. Why are they at her house and she's attacking them? That's the question that needs to be answered. She might have been in the right.
Right.
And they killed her. So what I'm saying to this is the cop, he did his job to protect. But here's what I'm saying is this. A 16-year-old girl wielding a knife, she's going after another person. Let me ask you, officer, something. I'm not a police officer, but you carry a taser.
Yes.
It's on your hip. As quick as you reach for your gun, can't you reach for your taser?
Yes.
And save this little girl's life?
Yes.
We don't know what was going on.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy in hindsight to say he could have reached for his taser, but to me, when you watch the video, he didn't have to kill her. He could have shot her in the leg. He could have reached for his taser. You can say the officer made a split-second decision, and she had a knife and was attacking another person, and he felt like he was trying to save her life.
Right. And so, in this case, I don't know how it's going to turn out. Maybe he could have done other. I think he should have used a different force.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to say he's a racist. I can't throw that out the window. That's not what happened.
I'm not saying he should be brought up on charges.
I'm not saying that, but
or anything.
This is where officer training needs to be, enacted. Because you know what? She doesn't have a gun, but she does have a violent weapon that can kill.
Yes.
So we gotta stop her. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, now she's stopped enough to where we can go tackle her.
Yeah.
With precaution. And that's what I'm saying. I don't think the little girl deserved to die.
16-year-old.
And as a parent, I don't agree with that but here's the thing that I want everybody to look into. Why were those other girls at her house?
Yes.
That she felt the need to protect herself. She was the one that called the police. Remember that?
Yeah.
She called the police. So that means those girls came to kick her ass or do something to her.
Yeah.
She defended herself and she got fed up. Do you know she might have been bullied?
Yeah.
And had enough. You killed her without knowing the story.
Yeah.
So you want to talk about LeBron after that?
Yes, because LeBron tweeted, and what was his tweet? Because I forgot what
his tweet was. He got the cop's name, right? He put a picture of the cop and said, "You're next," without knowing the full detail of the story. So, LeBron being LeBron, first off, I want everybody to throw away the basketball player LeBron. Let's talk about the man LeBron. Everybody thinks he's the greatest man, thinks sliced bread. I think he's second or third.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about that.
Okay.
But let's talk about the man. He's a great man. He's philanthropic. He shares. He gives. He loves his people. And then with that, high praise. He is an icon. So he's a leader also. Well, leaders also speak out of turn. Our last president was a leader, spoke out of turn.
Yeah.
Nobody made him correct himself. He never once said, "I'm sorry."
The evil dummy.
But hey, he's correct. He never apologized for anything he said wrong. Never took down any of his tweets that were wrong. He was wrong more than he was right. LeBron, this time, he spoke out of turn, and he might have been a little wrong. So, but he did come back and took the tweet down and said he's got to do more research, which means he atoned for his mistake. Give him credit for that, because your leader never did that. So now we got people out here making memes. Well, we can do this if LeBron James says so. You're taking it the wrong way, people. That's where white America I was talking to you about. Put the guns down. Put down the violence against black people, because we're not your enemy. You're the enemy. And you're the enemy also of yourself if you start thinking about things. I'm trying to, like I said, I want you to think. So back to what I'm saying is this. He made a mistake. Spoke out of turn. He took it down. Let's not put the man on the cross and crucify him for that. As a leader, he made a mistake.
Yeah, I think when LeBron got more information about what happened, that's when he took the tweet down and he apologized for what he had said. Because if you don't know that this guy shot, yes, she was a young girl. Yes, she was a black girl. So at this time in our society, that looks real bad. So we're always expecting a white cop who has shot a black person, that he probably has shot an unarmed black person, without cause. But in this particular situation, that's not what happened.
That's not what happened. And LeBron, he apologized for it, and hey, he moved on. But now I've been every day on Facebook, or I don't get on Instagram or anything else. I see memes every day, which I'm not even on Facebook as much as I used to be. But I still see something like, well, LeBron James did this. LeBron, you know what? You're looking at targets. You're looking for a way out, people. And this is not the way out.
LeBron gave his opinion, but he jumped a gun. That's all that happened.
If more people would do what LeBron does for the community, we'd be in a better place. Just think about that.
Yeah.
So if a man makes a mistake, it's human.
Yeah.
We've all erred. But how many mistakes are you making every day?
A lot.
So he just made it. So
some of y'all never quit making mistakes.
And you don't even apologize for them.
And you're ugly. Stupid looking. But Crow, let's talk about all the mass shootings, because there's practically another shooting every day.
I'm like, who's really pissed?
Yes.
I mean, like I said, white America, you're looking at the wrong people.
And it just depends on how many people get shot.
Oh my God.
To where you even hear about it. In the news, I heard there was a shooting in LA or in California. I don't know if it was exactly in LA, one of the suburbs in LA. But there was only 4 people shot, and they hardly even talked about it on the news.
That's back what I was talking about earlier, the media, man. But, we had one close to home up in Indiana, Indianapolis, at the airport, which I've delivered to the FedEx place.
Yes.
19-year-old kid. I think I made a post about it. Said he had mental issues. He's upset, mad at his parents. Well, what 19-year-old kid isn't mad at his parents and goes through these problems?
Right.
This is weak. This is weak salt. It's called growing pains. You gotta work through it. And if you can't work through it, your parents or whoever that knows you have these problems, get you some help. But they chose not to. I think he threatened his job a year when he first started or something. There were signs that he threatened his job, threatened people he was always talking about coming there to kill him. No one took him serious.
Right.
He was 19, man. The sad thing is he went there, killed those people, and he took his own life.
And this is the question. Did he buy the gun legally? Was it his gun?
They never talk about that. But that's also part of the plan to take guns away from law-abiding citizens. There's a plan to take guns away.
I just hope that they are able to take guns away from people who have a history of mental illness, because those are the ones doing all the shooting.
Right.
Someone who has a history of mental illness being able to buy an AR-15 legally. That's.
Won't you tell people the story of what you just saw?
Now, before we went on the air, I seen this video online, and it was a video that was done by a news organization. And what they did was test how easy is it to buy a gun in America. And they took a 13-year-old boy, 13-year-old white guy, Caucasian young fellow, and they sent him into a convenience store to buy cigarettes. And he went in and he asked for a pack of cigarettes, and the clerk asked him, "How old are you?" And he said 13. And she said, "We cannot sell you cigarettes. You're too young to buy cigarettes." And so then he left and said, okay. And he went to a different store, like a gas station or something. He asked to buy some beer. He tried to buy some beer. And they said, "You can't buy beer. How old are you?" And he said 13. They said, "We can't sell you any beer, sir." So then this young kid, 13 years old, went to a gun show and tried to buy a gun, and he was able to buy a gun at 13. And they didn't ask him questions. He went in there and told them, "I want to buy a gun." And they showed him all these guns, and he picked one out, and he purchased the gun legally at 13. And that just goes to show you how easy it is
to get a gun. But it also shows you now, law-abiding citizens such as myself, yourself, I want to protect my home. I want to protect myself. And most of the people out there who watch this, okay, see, Steve Hawk, he knows all this. Right. Okay, he said the FBI just confiscated the shotgun because of his mental instability. Yeah. So now they're making it hard for us to get guns now. And these administrations, not just Biden's, it was Obama's, it just goes on and on and on. in order to protect the people, they want to take the